Hey y'all, hey. So today's video is going to demonstrate how I part from my jumbo knotless. And if you're just starting off as a braider and you need some type of guidance or method like I did, I could not figure out how to size my stuff. This video is for you. Not telling you what to do, it's just how I part from my jumbo. So what I always do is start with a middle part. Go on and bust that thing down through the middle every time. Line the you can use the client's nose as a guide, and yeah, go ahead and get that part as straight as possible. Take your time, especially with jumbo knotless. Please take your time. Every imperfection will show. Take your time, sis. And if you struggle with making a part from the top all the way to the back of the head, just divide the hair at the client's nape in half. Make a middle part at the back and just connect them holes, sis. Connect them all the way up to the top. I got this tip from Jada in the Braiders Network, and it works every time because I struggle with parting. Parting is not my favorite thing. I hate it, in fact. So yeah, that's just a tip. I'm going to keep reiterating to take your time, especially with bigger braids. See, look at mine. The left side is bigger than the right side to me. So you just keep readjusting, keep checking, filling the hair, and just readjust as needed. All right, sis, once you get your middle part and you divide the east from the west, now let's make our first row, which is going to go in the back of the head or the nape of the head. And we're going to use the ear, the tip of the ear, as a guide to separate the nape area. And I also call that the equator part. That's going to separate the north from the south. Stay with me, sis. Stay with me. So as I stated, use the tip of the ear, the top of the ear as a guide, and you just part across. And if you struggle like me with parting, this is why I did the middle part. Because sometimes, girl, it's hard to part from one side of the head to the other. Make a straight part. Oh, that's hard for me. So that's why I separate with the middle part. Because we want to get these parts as crisp and clean as possible. So just keep adjusting. Just keep adjusting as needed. Take your time. Okay, so boom. We got our first half done. And whatever we do to one side, we're going to go ahead and do it to the other side. Okay, we're going to do the same thing to this side. We're going to use the tip of that ear, and we're going to connect them parts. Bring it all the way over. Make sure the math is math, and sis, take your time with that part. Okay? Okay, so boom, we got our first row done. And because these are jumbo, we're going to just put 2 braids at the back because these are jumbo. Boom. First row done, out of the way. That was easy, wasn't it? Yes. Then I'm going to make a part ear to ear part. And you're going to start at the crown and bring it down to the ear. We're going to do that to both sides too. This part does not have to be super straight at all. So don't spend much time on trying to straighten this part out. And so what we do on this side, we're going to do it on the other side as well. Okay, y'all, so this is an important part. What determines the size of your knotless braids are the number of rows that you have. And for jumbo knotless, I only put 2 rows in the front on each side of the middle part that we made. Only 2 rows. So we're going to start on this side of the head, and we're going to make just 2 rows. So that's easy. We just divide the hair in half evenly. That's it. 2 rows. And the tip to use to just make sure the width of your rows are even is just to gather the hair and apply a little tension to just make sure they're even. You know what I'm saying? They have the same width. So one row won't be bigger than the other, and then, you know, if one row is bigger than the other, just keep adjusting. Okay, so boom, we got our 2 rows on the first half of the middle part, and whatever we do on that side, we're going to do to the next side. So this is just me here making sure that the 2 top rows are even, that they're matching, making sure that the math is math, and baby, this is geometry. So once you got your 2 the rows completed at the top, now all we're gonna do is just connect everything. It's all connected, baby. It's all connected. Just bring that part all the way around to the other side of the head. We're just working in sections. Super easy. And so when I say it's easy, I mean the concept. The concept of getting these parts straight and sizing your knotless. Parting is not always the easiest thing for me to do, and I'm gonna keep saying that because it's just not. When you're parting, sometimes you have to step back, apply tension, and make sure your parts are straight, because when you just up on the hair, it's sometimes not always easy to see. Baby, I did somebody hair one day and I didn't check them parts. Her parts was looking like the tower, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, like for real. So I said all that to say, check them parts. Step back up off the hair, check the part. So again, whatever we do on one side, we're gonna do it to the other side. We're just gonna bring that part all the way over. So you see here what that X is. You see how my part is leaning down a little bit? It should be going, I should bring it up a little bit so I can connect evenly with the other side, with the first row on the other side, if that makes sense. So see here, as I'm parting, I'm kind of parting downward, and I don't want you to do that, to make that mistake. But it's an easy mistake to make, but it's an easy fix. Just be aware of what you're doing. Okay, so boom, we got that thing fixed. It's even all around for the most part. I'm gonna apply that tension just to make sure the width is the same on each side. And boom, we got our second row. This is now our second row. Okay, so we got the area below our ear. That's our first row. This is our second row, and then row 3 and 4 at the top. Easy peasy. Okay, so because we're going for a bricklayer part, we're going to place a braid right in the middle of the 2 bottom braids. We're going to make our parts, and we're going to place that braid right in between. And always remember to measure with your eyes the sizing of your parts. So remember, this is supposed to be jumbo, so make sure your parts, are adding up. You won't get every single part 100% accurate or the same exact size. It's an illusion. It's nearly impossible. So we got our first braid situated in the middle, and then we're just going to make 2 braids on this side and then 2 braids on the other side. So you can see me here after applying tension. I noticed that the middle braid is a little thick, and I can afford to take just a little bit of hair from there just to make the braids look as even as possible as far as the thickness. And as stated, whatever you do to one side, do it to the next side. So that's what I'm doing here. And as you can see here, I'm just noticing that I could take a little bit of hair from that braid and add it to that braid. Just readjusting, recalculating. Take your time, sis. Okay, boom. So we got all our first and second row done. And in total, so far, we have 7 braids, 2 on the bottom and 5 on the second row. Now it's time to move on to the top rows and we're finished. So once you make it to the top row, because this is jumbo, we only need 4 braids up there. 2 on one row and 2 on the other row. That's it. But just make sure these parts is straight. Make sure everything is adding up. Alright, sis, we pretty much made it. As you can see, for jumbo, we have 2 rows on each side of the middle part. 1, 2 on that side, and 2 rows on the other side of the middle part. 1 and 2. So in total, jumbo knotless, for jumbo knotless braids, I have 4 rows. 1 at the nape, 2 in the middle, and 3 and 4 at the top. Super easy. So I'm thinking about making this a series and adding how I part for large, medium, and small. I don't know yet, but stay tuned. So in total, we had 11 braids for jumbo knotless. That's it. Okay, I'll holler at y'all in the next video. Peace.